Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel Lee. Today we have Wannabechamp. We've actually talked and done streams before. Knows a lot about technical analysis. Has his own channel. Definitely check it out. We're going to be talking about a lot of things: Omi token, life events, our my London trip to visit him, a bunch of other things we'll talk about today. So, Wannabechamp, thank you for coming on the channel. How are you?
I'm good. I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you. I've missed
Yeah,
you, man. I've missed
I
like
know.
the whole Omi community because last year it was like real. I think we were just saying this just before. It used to be so active with Omi, and it's obviously quieting down a little bit at the moment. But
Yeah, for
last
sure.
year we had streams going on like week on week, month on month, quizzes and all that kind of stuff, right? We've got to do more of that this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was kind of an awesome time. It was right around, it wasn't in April, but I think it was like June or July, something like that, when we started talking a lot and we had the streams and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a good time, man. So,
We've got to bring them back. I was actually speaking to Reese about it, and I don't know, there's no leaks, no nothing, but in the future they've got a lot coming. So with that, hopefully we can use that opportunity to do the streams. And then, like you said earlier, like you're coming to the UK, so doing a meetup will be so cool. I don't know if we can do a stream while we meet up somehow because Taps did it with Reese at Deep, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know
I
if we
think
could
you
do that.
can. I think you can use your phone. I've never done it, but I think you can use your phone. You can bring like an external mic and attach it to like your shirt or something like that, and then I think it's very doable, and I think it'd be fun because Randy went to Designer Con in Anaheim, California, and
Yeah.
he was streaming some of that. And actually, I thought that was really cool because it's just there's no way I was going to go out there, and then I felt like I was part of it. It was kind of fun. So
Yeah, that'll be dope because when you're coming, we've got like a whole team. We've got you, we've got Tats, we've got Reese, we've got me, we've got Kay. Literally the early people. If I don't even know, I better reach out to Randy and ask him if he come. Oh, the orange
you
bag
can't,
lady.
you can't.
The orange bag lady, she's in Northern Ireland, so she can come over.
Oh,
And then
cool.
you've got Cavell. Cavell said he's actually considered like trying to make it happen. So
Oh, really?
yeah. I spoke to him like a few days ago when he wanted to do an interview about like trading and stuff like that and just my mentality. And I was like, you got to come. Taps and Daniel Lee are coming. You got to make the OG group and come as well. So he said he's going to try and come. So be a full house.
Oh, I would love for him to come. I'm a big fan of his. So I'm sure we can all chip together a plane ticket if it's about money or something.
Yeah.
We can
It'll be
hook him
jokes
up.
because he'll come and Kay would just be talking about his bed sheets all night.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm very excited. My wife's really excited to go. We're gonna have a baby. We're gonna bring our baby, of course.
Yeah.
But I think we can make it work. She's a fun
Yeah, you'll
baby.
be fine. Don't worry, man. We'll make it happen. I've got a baby of my own, so everything is
Gotcha.
baby friendly.
For sure. So let's talk about Omi a little bit. I know you still do a lot of videos on Omi price prediction, things like that.
Yeah.
With everything that's been going on with crypto, it's kind of a down market. There's a lot of talks about inflation, war, COVID's still out there. Do you think this is going to be the year for Omi token, or is it done for?
I mean, it's really tough. I mean, I don't want to spread FUD or whatever it is, but today looking at fundamentals. So let's try and explain this in the most easiest manner. So obviously Omi is a cryptocurrency. I think we can all understand that. That's the first thing. So for Omi to follow in the cryptocurrency, everyone always looks at Bitcoin and total market cap. That's like the number one thing you have to look at when doing any analysis. It doesn't matter if it's technical analysis. You look at Bitcoin and you look at total market cap. Why? Because Bitcoin is the branding of crypto. So you look at Bitcoin to see what the correlation is. 90% of it always follows Bitcoin. And then you look at total market cap because that is how you can understand how much money is total in the whole entire cryptocurrency market. Correct? Yeah. So you're on CoinGecko, I'm assuming, by the looks of the
Coin market cap. Yeah.
So at the top, will you be able to see? You should be able to see like total market cap of there they go. So 1.61. Is that it? 1.61. So it dropped.
Wow, that's pretty
It can't be right.
low.
1.74 is the current actual live price. So that's lagging behind, but that's dropped a lot. If you think about it, like Forex market, you have 6 trillion within the day. Like you're not even looking at equities. Tesla as alone is 1.4, 1.5 trillion. So there's no reason why in long term wise, cryptocurrency cannot be, a $250 trillion market cap, which is what Raoul Paul suggests. And I do think, I don't know if that's our lifetime, whatever, that can happen. So for that to coincide, then Omi's price will do very, very well because, it's a solid program. We'll go into it a little bit later, but, it's a solid token, solid company, solid project, yada, yada, yada. But to look at it right now, when as of the moment, objectively, I've just obviously had a little bit of a look earlier doing some analysis because trading and financial markets is my profession, and recession is on the books. And let's just dive it down into the average person's life. I don't know how it is in America, but actually your inflation rates have gone through the roof.
Yeah, 8.5%.
8.5%, and then your and obviously your prices for stuff is very, very expensive. So if you think about it like this, and everyone can understand this because everyone's living their own life, doesn't matter. Oil prices have increased like maybe like 150%, maybe even more than that. You've got prices of bread, like just typical grocery shopping. Even if you don't look at each individual item, if you just go grocery shopping, the amount that you're paying every single time just to buy basic stuff that you do week in, week out, like just go to get bread, meat, and that's already increased yet again another 50%. You've got house prices, which is in the UK and the rest of the world also had a huge boom. It's gone in the past 10 years, done more than over 150%. Some areas nearly 200, 300, 400%. So the cost of living has gone up. The cost of expenses and just normal life has gone up. The cost of houses and roof over your head has gone up, but salaries have not gone and coincided. So how do people afford to live? Then you look at loaning. So people are either getting in debt, or number two, people coming into money very quickly with cryptocurrency. And if you come into money very quickly and you don't know how to make it, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose it again.
Sure.
So it's a skill, making money and keeping money is a skill. It's not, it's as much as it's luck. You can win the lottery, but you can still be poor because you're financially not available to keep assets going and making the right financial decisions. So right now, a lot of the biggest thing at the moment is saying that we're in a recession and the crypto market is coming back down. That means Omi could come to 0.0022. I've got the chart right in front of me. 0.0022 is the next support. That was the low on April before the retest high. Are you going to get I can see you typing away. Are you getting it up? Coin market cap's better than CoinGecko because it doesn't lag.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull that up.
Because I think it is going to come further down. My face is reflecting. I'm going to turn this light off.
So, I don't think Omi is going to hit, or I don't think it's going to be bullish in the short term, like over the course of this year. We're trading at, as you can see here, 0.0.
If you go down to the go down to the pricing of it, that right. If you, to be honest, go up a little bit, you should be okay to change it to candlesticks. So right, and then if you go on to, that's 24 hours. Let me get you the date. So on the date of the 11th of April, can you see where that is? Yeah, there you go. So 80, there you go, 11th of April, right there, that low, basically that low of all time. So you can see that's the support region. That exact low, here's the funny thing about like TA, whether you like it or not, it's so crazy. On the 27th of July, 2021, price was exactly the same as its all-time low. And then that's when, Disney popped off and pushed the price up. So in 27th of July, 21, that was the major low. Then 11th of April is exactly the same low. And if we push past right now, that's going to be exactly the same low again for price at 0.0022 in the next few days / next few weeks. And if we break that, then the low of all time, which was 0.0012, which is absolutely horrendous price, is actually a hell of a buy for me. And that's something that I'm actually generally considering because, just to share a lesson with DCA or just Omi token or whatever, Omi is one thing that a lot of us guys are invested in. A lot of you guys watching are probably fairly invested into Omi as well, and just believing it in the longer term run. It's because Omi's OUP, the whole idea of it is just it's set up for success.
Yeah.
And if you look at the people who, you know, the people who run the company, they're first and foremost, plenty of cryptocurrencies don't even have their face on the company, right? Typical K coming along. But
Always the
seriously,
cheapest donation too. It's always the £2 best bang for the buck there. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate it, man.
you need to draw the mate. See, even to this day, this comment comes up. We missed the intro. You need to bring. Do you know what? Because there's so much negativity and so much hate right now, you should probably just bring these intros in for lows. I'd like to see you do Reese. You could even do David Yu just by leaking shit all the time, and then Reese having to cover his ass all the time.
Yeah, I'm always really self-conscious about talking to like the team because you know, I never want to piss them off. I'm not sure if I've ever pissed them off. I possibly could have. But you know, you never want to bite the hand that feeds you, so to speak, right? You know, because you want to be on good terms. I don't want them to be like pissed at me that
Fuck it,
I did something. Or
I think the whole of the veve community would love you to do an intro of David Yu and Dan Covers. I would fucking pay to watch that. Would you do it?
Well, you know,
like on the fence.
Well, okay. Some of the things that I think is funny about like the team are also probably a little bit too hurtful, right? So there's some things I just if I feel like it would be too hurtful, I don't want to do it. You know, if it's too personalized.
Have you got like dark humor?
I do have dark humor, yeah, and I don't really do it on YouTube mostly because I don't want to get like canceled or whatever like that. But I can appreciate a good
I'm like
dark
the devil
dark
on the ear. I'm like, fuck it. Look at Jimmy Carr. He's famous and he offends everyone in the world. So I don't think.
I also don't want to get slapped like what's his face? Chris Rock. Chris Rock got slapped for a joke
Keep
that was
my wife's name out your mouth. So yeah, going back to it. Obviously, me and Kay is on the same thing. Like it's just the safety of the project. You know, if you look at all the cryptocurrencies or altcoins at the moment, okay, Bitcoin, how far could it go? Ironically, I had a quite an interesting meeting at the moment that they think Bitcoin is going to 1 million, right? Obviously not right now, but in a few time, like in a few years time, like maybe 10 years time with the halving that could potentially happen. They did a full presentation on why it can hit $1 million. So bar that, if that is going to hit $1 million, think about where Omi could really go. And it's one of those things where it's just, if you're early enough to catch it, and it's always the same story. I repeat it because if one person understands this story, they understand it's just, you know, like Amazon. Always people say, if you bought Amazon 10 years ago, it would have been this, that, and the other. If you bought Tesla, this, that, and the other, it would have been this today. But it doesn't matter, right? It's yesterday. But today, we've got to think about what is the next Amazon right now. And to me, I generally believe that, you know, there's a handful of other things that I'm investing in that I think is the next Amazon, but Omi is one of them as well. You know what I mean? And if you do 10 investments, if one of them pop off, you're laughing. Even if Omi right now, if Omi comes up back to previous all-time highs, which we're not asking for a lot, 0.001, so like 0.013 cents, a lot of people are going to be in profit. And then, and also, quote unquote, a lot of people will still hold a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's like as soon as it hits that, a lot of people are not just going to go and dump every token they have because they're going to hold it, and then that's when the faith will happen. Right now, if there's this many people accumulating, we're still getting people tuning in onto like the streams we're doing today, still watching the stuff. This many people at this level, think about what happens when we're at the top level. Because the problem is when we did hit the Logan Paul and blockchain and all of that, all of them were pump and dumpers. Right now, it's actually people who have faith in the projects and who want to see this go to the moon, right? And have held all the way down and accumulate and still at this level. So that's my 2 pence. I think. What do you think? What's your kind of overview of it?
Yeah, I think the benefit of me doing all these videos all the time was I really dug into this project in a very deep way. And I'll be honest with you, when I invest in projects, I rarely do a whole lot of research. You know, I heard about Monty from Kay, didn't know anything about it, but I put a couple thousand into it, and I didn't really care about doing research. I didn't care if it went to zero. That's just my mentality. So, you know, doing these videos, to do a good video, you have to do a lot of research, and it's kept me really put my ear to the ground. So when I look at it now, after going through everything we've been through, even though we've hit these really low prices, kind of back to where we were even a year ago, I mean, I sleep like a baby. Like I never really think about it. I'm gonna think about putting more in. And the reason being is, to me, it's a very, very safe bet. Even if we only hit 0.0080 in this year at these prices, that's still a safe 3x.
Yeah.
And
And
I
that's
don't
funny
see
because you hit TP that level, and I think I was complimenting you and saying that was such a sick level. And you now look, you could literally come back and buy triple the amount with the amount you sold if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I look at this as, I think we were talking a little bit on the before we came on the stream, but I think this is a very, very safe token. If you invest in other tokens, like I don't know what's trending, like you were talking about Steppen coin. I don't know anything about it, but if that moons, I wouldn't be able to sleep because I'd always be worried about the dump. Whereas Omi token, I feel like I know very well where that price is going to be. I think it's highly unlikely for it to break the 0.001 something level. So I think it's a great bet in the short term and also in the long term, because we know what's going to happen with these tokens. They're all going to be burnt up. There's going to be a lot of utility. This is going to be a company that does very well long term. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great investment.
It's mainly the security, right? Like you said, because you can sleep at night, it's the certainty, and you understand what's going on behind it. And we've essentially, in a weird way, like time has flown. We spent a year keeping up to date with what's going on, a year keeping up to date with the team, a year being supported by the team, right? Like, they don't pay us or anything like that, but what they do is they interact with us. We were able to do a drop on a video, we were able to do loads of quizzes, giveaways to the community, to be heavily involved. So, being part of that also, I think, helps, especially us, solidify what we're investing in for the long term. And like you said, 3x, 10x, whatever it's going to be, we just know that the return is there. It's just when,
Yeah, for sure.
What's out of interest, what's one thing you probably get frustrated? Let's go with negative and then positive. What's like one thing that probably either pisses you off or like frustrates you the most right now with either veve or Omi? Hashtag when.
Yeah. Curls, how's it going, man? Hashtag when. I think their communication strategy from last year till today has been severely lacking. It's really the one thing that annoys me most. And to be honest, it doesn't annoy me as an investor. It annoys me as a YouTuber, because if I was just an investor and I didn't do these videos, I wouldn't care if things.
What do you mean by that? Sorry, like when you say the communication side of things, are you talking about drops, sticking to their dates, or?
Yeah, I think it's a combination, like sticking to the dates. Like, I think, when I talk to a patient, I tell them kind of an expectation of like the worst case scenario. Like, oh, you got this, you could be sick for, 14 days, whatever. And vast majority of people, they're better within like 7 to 10 days, whatever. But you give them that time frame of what to expect so that they know. So you don't give them like the best possible case scenario, like immutable X. We're going to have it in August 2021. They give us the best possible date. And then, of course, it got stretched out to however long. I mean, and if you don't know, you shouldn't even give a time frame. Or if something very, very big, like, okay, in 2022, we could expect to see these things. And then, you have all of a year to get these things done. I mean, they've gotten better about it, but, we still joke about things like, well, when is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? Because, they still give timeframes that haven't happened. We were supposed to get a Epico Regal announcement with Ecomi in April. Now it's looking like May. It's like this never ending thing. It was supposed to be this month. Now it's next month. Now it's the month after that. So it's mostly about communication and, also about when they're talking about things, there should be one voice, right? A unified voice. Yet still to this day, I'll look at Discord and it's like, oh, someone from the team said this about when the Q drop is coming. Like, you should be one voice. It should be coming from one person, or just like something that they're allowed to give. it shouldn't be their opinion or like something they heard. You know, it's just disorganized. So that's the only thing I've kind of irritates me about the communication strategy. I mean, from an investor's perspective, it's fine, but more as a YouTuber trying to keep up to date on things and make videos, it's more annoying. It's annoying to say these things over and over and over to other people, you know.
I think, yeah, that's quite an interesting take because I really like how, I think that was probably one thing that I'm not good at is accepting that I am a YouTuber, even though I am. And like, I really like how you put that out because you've made me like I always say the cogs are ticking. When you say something and then it clicks and then people start thinking about stuff, you know, because I'm always about passion, motivation, and money and just living your best life, that kind of stuff. So I like it when people are thinking, and you've created that in my head because you said from the YouTube aspect, because I kind of really get it, because what's frustrating, I think, as well, is we make the videos and then essentially they come back to us like, well, you said, and it's like, well, we're just, well, we did say, but we didn't say, you know, but we only said it because they said it, and then they're not delivering, and then because essentially us as like me, UK taps, or like all the new YouTubers, loads of stuff is we're making video based off of the news that they're giving us and leaks that they're giving us. But because of the news and the leaks that they're giving us, it's always scarce. It's never true. You never know what's going to happen. And it's kind of like the boy who cried, or the boy or girl who cried wolf, right? It's like when exchanges, okay, may and then may be something. Yeah, that's funny. But at the same time, you keep changing the fucking dates. You keep changing everything. You know, it gets old, I think. And then I really get where you're coming from that aspect, because even as like the YouTube content in the comments, now that you're saying it and I'm thinking it, those people are like, well, you made a video on MTL ages ago. Where's that? Made a video on like Binance and Coinbase. Where's that? No, that is obviously speculation, but that's inevitable. Like, it's already, like, Binance is already on there. It's ready to go. It's just when they're going to launch that. It's ERC20 is all of this stuff is inevitable. It's just when, like, going back to that hashtag. So I kind of really resonate with where you're coming with that as a YouTube side of things. Is that your dog?
Yeah, that's my dog.
dog you got?
She's a great thing.
Hello. Dog's alive. Just a moment of wow, Great Dane. A lot of maintenance or not?
No, she just lays around all day long. So
okay, chilled. I want another dog, but I gotta wait until we move. But yeah, also Dan C, shout out to him. He was saying that always under promise and over deliver, and I think that's the key to success when it comes to handling expectations.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's really, really key. And I think actually just a good note that you yourself made was, if there's one voice, and it really should just be Reese, right? I know Alex comes and helps with the FUD busting and the damage control and damage collateral, but that shouldn't really need to be done if it comes from just Reese only, if that makes sense.
I mean, I think they feel the pressure too. I mean, you know, these people, these mods on Discord, they're like constantly getting harassed and insulted about timelines and the same old story. So I think when they hear some information, though, they're like, okay, you know, maybe I'll just share that so they can shut up. I think they're human. They feel the pressure too. But, you know, that's just me trying to be practical and just kind of give you pros and cons. In general, I think they've done well for really being an app that's only been out for like less than 2 years, right? It's like 1 year, maybe 3-4 months.
1 year, January, the token launched January last year. They did 100 million last year, and they're on target to do 1 billion this year. If you understand anything about economics, businesses, and finance, to have that type of turnover for a startup is absolutely mind blowing. So crypto is crypto, but if you look at this as an equities point of view, the no-brainer as an investment. So but if actually going back on that topic, not to sing on a hymn sheet, but you know, I think one thing that Omi or Vivi do well is take feedback. What would you think is a solution to them? Just to not say anything at all and just deal with the FUD, or what do you think, from your opinion, is the answer to that?
I think what they've done, if you've noticed, I'm sure you have, they've kind of gotten really quiet, right? We don't hear. I mean, Reese used to be on Telegram, on the official Ecomi Telegram, and he would say something that no one else would know about unless you're on Telegram. And I would use that for content because it's like, you know, almost exclusive information. But nowadays they've kind of tightened up a lot where you don't really see that. And I think you need to do that from a company perspective. As a YouTuber, I'm a little sad because there's not a lot of rumors to really talk about. But
Lack of content as well, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But they've kind of tightened up a lot, and I do appreciate that about them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of gone well, but not well, because it's like it's better because it's less stress for us, but also there's lack of content, so we can't create as much content for them. So it's catch
Yeah.
22, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I do think, well, actually, I do know for a fact, publicly and also behind the scenes, that they have huge amounts just coming forward, like in the next couple of months. That will happen. It's like it really is true, because like some of the stuff, even if you just look at the year timeline, even if delays happen, just think about the things we do know. If all of them happen, that's more than like all of us will be happy, right? If cash out, MTL, OUP, the immutable X integrations, new exchanges, just five things off the top of my head. If those five things happen, everyone's pretty much a happy bunny. Not even thinking about questionable partnerships, more utility for the NFTs, the veve, like all this other stuff that could potentially happen. And I think that's one thing, definitely to consider, is even if you don't look at just this project, and hopefully to share with all the viewers are watching, when you do look at projects, is look at the longer term view. Of course, short term gains are great, and as a day trader, that's what we want. But if you're looking at something like Omi, it really, like, it's solidified. This is a longer term play, like 2-3 years, and just dollar cost average out the opposite way right now.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, like, I am very bullish about this project. We've talked about a little bit of things that I think can be construed as FUD because they're a little bit negative. But long term, I do think within a 10-year time frame, if I don't buy anymore, I don't sell anymore, I will have minimum $1 million from what I have now. If that doesn't happen, I would be shocked. So I am very happy about where this is going, and I'm really glad I found it. Really, to be honest.
It's also, it goes back to the community. I think it's cool because I was just saying this off camera as well. It's when you make money and you have no journey, life is meaningless. But when you have a journey to make money, life is full of loads of different things. And I think from that, with us, it's we've ended up meeting each other on this journey as well, like Taps and all that. And the community is pretty cool. Like it can be a negative as fuck, but 90% of the time it's like really, really positive. We did an Omi Homie meetup last year as well. That was really, really cool.
How many people showed up to that?
So it was part trading, part Omi. So we had probably about 30 traders and then about maybe 10-20 Omi people. But we did last minute marketing with the Omi thing. I was like, Kay was coming and I was like, why not? I'm paying we're paying for the venue, paying for the food. Let's just feed and house and drink for the Omi people. So yeah, and if we do it this year, that would be I don't even know. I genuinely don't know how many people will come if you, Taps, and Cavell, me and Kay come together. Hopefully,
I would, I think if everyone came, like even Cavell, I'm coming, Taps is coming, you guys are going to be there, I think that would encourage a lot, some people to also want to come as well, because it's kind of a bigger thing. Because, it is a big time investment, time and money to fly over there. But if all your favorite people are going to be there, like Cavell, Wannabechamp, and Kay, if they're all going to be there, I think one or two people more would come,
Yeah, and also we're planning, like, I'd want to do it with drinks. I think that would be cool. Like in the evening after decon or whatever, we just go for like a few drinks and everyone can come. Be cool for everyone to meet up, because they actually did a UK meetup for Omis anyway. I think it was like 20-30 of them on their own. So if you think about 20-30 of them plus all the people we can bring, so there's say like another 50. That's probably like 80 people strong for an Omi veve meetup. It's pretty dope, to be fair.
For sure.
Question: what's how did you? I don't remember, but how did you get into Omi or veve? Well, both.
Yeah, so I've shared the story a little bit every now and then, but I got into crypto really early, actually in 2013, and I think I was reading articles about it. People were like, "Oh, this Bitcoin thing, this magic internet money, is blown up. If you invested, $20 in 2011, you'd be rich." Blah blah blah. And so, like, I read more about it and got really interested in it, and I bought like 30 Bitcoin at the time. And I was kind of overstretched. I was still in school, just kind of really didn't have a whole lot of money. So I was overextended. And eventually I sold off all my position there because I was like, I can't handle the swings. So that's how I got started in crypto.
30
And
Bitcoin right now would be a fucking hell of a lot, right?
I know. Even if I just kept a little bit, I never knew why I went all in and then all out. That's just kind of my personality, I think, to go all in. But yeah, anyways, I got, I've watched it kind of blew up, and then it hit the all-time high of like 19,000 at the time.
Yeah.
And then it stayed silent for a while. And then even, 3 or 4 years ago, you probably could have picked up some Bitcoin for 3,000 a piece, which still would have been a good investment.
I was trading it at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So then fast forward to now, now I have a larger amount of expendable income I can invest in. And I saw Bitcoin blow up, and then I'm like, you know what? That's it. I have the money now. I'm going to just put it in. I'm just going to hodl and see what happens. And then I heard about, Omi from Andre Jick. He did a video. Oh, and he's a big Bitcoin Ethereum investor too, and I love his channel. So after you heard about that, I did some research, and then didn't do a whole lot of research. I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. I don't care. I'm not that kind of a person. I'll just put money in and just ride it out. But yeah, and I've been here ever since. And then just, I make videos, so I realized how big it was. What are the possibilities? I sold some rental properties I had, underperforming rental properties, to be honest, but I took that equity and put it into Omi.
What? Went all in.
Yeah. So yeah,
you need to bring back the intros for the people. There's like 60 something people watching. If you guys are true OG from Daniel Lee's early videos, his intros were the one. I'm trying to encourage him to bring them back. So if you guys can just spam him for the next 100 videos he's probably got, he needs to bring the intros back. Whether you do K again, do me, just do it. Even if it offends people, the controversy. Look at Cavell, he offends everyone. Just get it done. Those titles he has are great.
Maybe I'll do a video with like K. I think K is Hello K is just everything about him. He's so brilliant. He can take a joke, but there's so many little things about him that you can make jokes on. You can make jokes about his like chicken fetish, or not fetish, but his appetite for KFC.
Honestly, me and him have like, you won't offend him. Me and him have, unless it's like you're trying to offend us,
right?
You're not going to offend us. We've got a hell of a humor. Like, we've offended each other quite a lot. Obviously, it doesn't, like, dark humor is dark humor, but there's a fine line which everyone should know, right? Like, if you're talking about, if you randomly start talking about his mum or something, then that's good. If his chicken is different, right? Like, he's I just don't understand him. In lockdown, he decided to get quail
he loves birds. He loves fried chicken. He loves ducks, right? That's his new thing. He's investing in all those ducks. Like, everyone's like talking about ducks with him. He loves those things, man. He loves ducks. Donald Duck NFTs.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh yeah.
He's got like 50 Donald Duck NFTs.
Yeah, this is what I mean. He's a weirdo. Like, in real life, he's even more weird. So I guarantee
he's just passionate. He's a passionate dude,
I mean,
Zach R. 2 players right here. Champ was my first ever YouTube subscription, a little over a year. Then DC made fun of Dan Lee on a video, and that's how I found Dan Lee. Worked out well. See y'all when we're rich. Hey, Zach, you should come to London if you're interested. We're doing a meetup.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the subscription as well. Yeah, I actually remember. I see you because he supports by commenting a lot on the videos. And even when, just to say this, right, and I think it's quite important just to Zach and all these other people, your comments do keep us going as YouTubers, because I like really don't get a high return from YouTube, but I put so much into it. And comments and people coming up to me telling me it's working out, they appreciate my content and all that kind of stuff, keeps me going to the next video, to the next video, to the next video, just to kind of share this stuff. Compare Hello Chickens to his mom coming. Yeah, that can't be a good thing. But yeah, he's quirky, man. Like, lockdown, he's just like, yeah, I saw a video on YouTube about quail eggs, so I went and bought an incubator and just had hatched some chicks in his room, and you just hear him in the background. Like, yeah, he's a good guy, but yeah, he's a really good guy at heart, but he's hella quirky. I mean, any developer at his level, you're not normal, you know what I mean? So, but who is normal?
What about you? How did you hear about Omi token? I don't know if I ever asked you.
Do you know what? It's actually quite refreshing to do this stream with you because it feels like it's bringing back old memories. And it was actually last year we had this like trading. I've got a trading community, right? And so backstory between me and Kay. So Kay's known me for a while. I've always been, I hate to say like entrepreneurial, but business minded, money orientated. I always say money orientated, but it is like entrepreneurial business and stuff. So I used to run these Asian nights events. Ironically, I'm Dan as well, so we're both two Asian Dans here, and we used to do it for like quote unquote high end, right? Like popping bottles was the thing back when you're young. It's cringy now, but it was one of the things you used to do. And it's like in America, it's probably even worse, right? With the ABCs, it's just like that was the life. Like I used to be organizing and getting all these stuff, and Kay used to come to my events, so he knew me before I knew him. And then we started talking, and he used to b-boy, and he knows a load of people I know from like organizing days. And then you know, he talked to me a bit about crypto because he saw that I was getting into it. Talked to me a bit about trading and stuff. And then one thing that is the most important thing to me in life is I don't mind helping people. I don't need you to pay me back, but you just need to appreciate the help. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, don't dismiss it, because no one needs to help you in life and no one needs to extend their arm. We need to be kind to each other and not ask for anything in return. But really and truly, we do ask for something in return. The return is to be grateful and do it to other people. And then that's how this world can reciprocate, because that's one of my biggest things. So, you know, Kay did his run with crypto, right? So he ran it all the way to the moon and all the way to the floor, and he still held it. And then we were talking about it, and I was telling him, you know, it doesn't need to be the $1 million run. You need the dollar cost average. And we're just bouncing ideas. Like, he was really good at doing really deep research, and I'm really good with emotions and just securing profits. That's me. And he put us together. We're a really good team, you know, and that's how we started like growing and making our buck and whatever. So he joined the training team, taught him a little bit about trading, making levels and stuff like that. YouTube as well. Like, he's really good with quality. And I'm always like, whether it's quality or quantity, sooner or later the quality will catch up if you do the quantity, which is funny, right? But it's kind of true. So then that's why he started doing daily videos, and ironically his channel started going up and up and up. But anyway, to fast forward all of that time, we were looking at loads of different cryptos to invest in. Someone actually in our group said, guys, check out veve. There's NFTs, NFT/Web3 is going to be the next thing. We're looking into it. Kay did a rabbit hole. And then he called me at like 12 at night. It was like, mate, this is the next big thing. Just like he's done with HRO. And when he's been right loads of times, he's been wrong loads of times. It doesn't matter if he's right or wrong. If you do all of them, sooner or later, you'll make money, right? And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I did a rabbit hole, which I rarely do. I do like, I basically have like a criteria of things I look for, and then I'll stop there, because any more than that, it's just, I can do it with something else. And you know the fundamentals of any project just to make money in and out. And then that's how we kind of found out about Omi. It was just within our trading team. Someone told us, his name was Paul. I told Kay. Kay looked into it. Kay told the rest of the team, told me, and then the whole team just got involved with it. And the rest was history. And then look where we are a year later. Be in it to win it, as Dan C says.
Yeah, that's awesome how small this community is. I mean, it really is kind of a small world. Like, you know, within, I think actually this is close to my anniversary of YouTube, because I think my first crypto video was on the 28th of April last year. So coming on my first year anniversary. And I mean, I'm glad I did it, because I met a lot of cool people, you know, you, Kay, Taps, a bunch of other people that I never would have met had I not took the plunge and just started doing these dumb little videos, you know? Yeah, the whole intro thing for me started because the idea of making you watch something stupid that I made, like and I didn't put any thought into it first, like a 30-second intro was made me laugh. It just,
I just watch this stupid thing. But honestly, like, not disrespect to your video, I'd watch more of your intros than I did the rest of your videos.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people loved your intros, man. It was the talk. Like, I remember when you put a new one out, Kay does this thing, right? When he follows someone, he's like, Dan Lee, put a new intro out, go watch it. It's so funny. And it literally, like, that's how you get people talking. As we say, entertainment sells, education doesn't.
Yeah, for sure. But
you got to do those intros again, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I'll start to do it. I want to put more like a little bit more higher production value into maybe an introduction or something. But
Do it.
I'll bring him back. I'll bring him
You've
back.
got like, I mean, you've done a year worth of YouTube, saved up some pennies and made some money. So reinvest in the people yourself and go do like, you know what? You said you want to do like slight vlog stuff. Do that intro, like a meme vlog, like a meme version. It will be funny and creative. And then you just pay an
Yeah,
editor
yeah.
like $50 to do it. I've got an editor who you can do and just pay him, and he does like all the B-rolls and stuff. So done. It's like $30. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this meme. When you come over to the UK, you can pretend to be me.
I still love the cock and balls patent, because every now and then
it was gold.
I think I put out the like a Twitter kind of thing, like, hey, check out our stream, and then someone put it as like just like cock and balls pattern or something like that. It was just,
You drew it really well, and it was like this. Mate, it was. Did you plan it? Like, or did you just kind of YOLO it?
well, you know, I was talking about it with somebody, and I was like, it'd be funny if someone did a like, because I heard the idea of like drawing a penis as a kind of technical analysis thing as a joke, right? Because it's funny because everyone draws those lines, and then they're like this and that and that, and I just inwardly I was like, it'd be funny to do that, and I thought of your channel and how that'd be so funny, and then I could do a decent like British accent, because that's
Another thing I was just about to say. Like, you had the accent like so hilarious. I remember when I tried to do a meme of you, and I couldn't even do the accent. I just laughed the whole time. Thinking I just like put glasses on and wrap my head.
Yeah, I saw that. I
so
saw
funny.
that. But yeah, it was something where it didn't take very long. I just didn't think about it. I was like, what, that'd be really funny, and I just did it. And then
It was fucking funny, man. And still to this day, someone tweets me and goes, "A nice cock and bull pattern." So the jokes lasted like a year later. I remember like I was getting fed up with Omi at one point because they were just going circles and circles and circles, and they weren't really listening to the YouTubers, like including Kay. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop doing these videos, and that's when you were just started to do it. And I was like, yeah, just go and watch Dan Lee's channel because I'm not gonna do it. And then Reese reached out, and I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm happy again. I'll make those videos.
I do have a question. I just want to know.
Talk to me.
Like, let's say you're talking to a friend. You're not talking to your viewers, but you're talking to a friend. They've watched some of your videos. They're interested in Omi. What would you tell them? Like, what to expect over the next 2 years? What to expect in 2022, 2023 in terms of like price and everything they're doing. Like, would you recommend it to them, or you're like, nah, it's too volatile?
To the fucking moon. Well, it really depends who, right? And I know you're probably looking for a bit more of a straightforward answer, but the hardest thing is being in my profession and being where I am is everyone always asks me for 2p. You give it to them and they never act on it, and that's the hardest thing. And also, everyone has different wealth portfolios. So if you have 100k or if you have 100 million, you would split that up massively and accordingly. But I'm just going to answer the question for the sake of it, and then we'll dive into it if people want to know. But if you were looking at Omi and say you have 10k and you were thinking about it, ultimately, I would say if you're looking at crypto, Omi is definitely a portfolio, like a portion you want to put some away. You want to put some portion away in something stable as well, like a BTC, ETH, or whatever it is, and put it in proof of work, proof of stake, just to earn whatever percentage annualized you want. And just to emphasize, and I know for the people kind of teaching you guys how to suck eggs, but Omi is part of veve. Veve did not even anything, just 100, like only if you could understand the power of the word of $100 million in a startup in their first year of trading, go and do a startup. I do quite a fair bit of VC at the moment, and to try and find a company that's doing 100 million, especially in a Web3 in a new place, to have the partnerships that they have in the first year is wild. It's not wildly unheard of, but it is wild for who they are and the team that they have, and just a handful of people. This year they're looking to do 1 billion. Okay, cool. Let's scrap that. That's not good enough for you. Let's look at the partnerships. We've got Alfred Khan. Yes, people always talk about Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter if he can bring Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or not. He's already done it. So he's got a track record. So he's done it, all right? Understand he's done it. So if he's done it, he can bring whatever the fuck he wants to veve, full stop. Because if he can bring that licensing globally into Japan and wherever it is, he can bring that onto veve on the NFT platform. Coincided, obviously, Omi sucks right now, but when the OUP and everything can work out, and like I said earlier, we only need a few things to really happen. We're not asking for a lot. And you've touched on this earlier. I just think the team just need to pull, being direct. They just need to pull their finger out their ass and just do what they're told and get it. They either invest in, this is the truth, right? And whether the team watch this or not, they just need to stick to the deadlines, hire more people, or just pay their team more, or look at the financial, or make a better working environment. I don't care what it is, but as a person to look from it, it's just get it done. I know it sounds harsh, but just get it done. If you want to be happier, then all right, how do we make you happier? All right, okay, it's delays on the ERC20. Okay, how can we make that faster? We've told the community it's going to be July. I need to do everything I can to make it July. It's Parkinson's law. If you say you can do it, he who says he can, he who says he can't, both usually right, it will happen. So there's something, in my opinion, and obviously I don't have $100 million company, but I definitely do believe that will happen with me in the future, is there's something in the company that's not triggering just right. And they need to fix that. Like you said, it's frustrating. So once they have that, then it's game over. They will be number one in that space. Just whether they move later down the line to play to earn, move to earn, whatever it is, that will be really cool. That would be really, really cool. And especially if they do like veveverse, like how you can have your own space there, land there, and then you can use your NFTs, you can park them up, you can showcase them. You can potentially have places where you can start renting them. I just made a video about veve NFT rentals. That is a crazy, crazy, crazy idea. Imagine if you could actually rent your veve, because remember James Bond, that was like $600 or whatever it is. You can do the premiere to go watch the movie. But who the hell was actually going to go watch the movie? I'm all the way in UK. But imagine if I bought that and I rented it out to you for $600. I keep the NFT and the licensing, but you can go to the movie and premiere in the red carpet. Right? The comic book. You can't buy the comic book because we were early on. And instead of buying the comic book for, say, $1,000, you can rent it off of me for 10. I've already made my initial return of investment. It's $10 for you to read it. It's cheap. We go onto comic stores to pay to read it. So veve rentals could be something that could be in the future, because you still own it, you still own the blockchain, you still own the actual licensing for it. But I don't know how that would fully work, because that idea initially came from, I don't know if you know the guy who made 1.1 million off the ApeCoin drop by flash loaning. So he flash loaned and bought the 2 Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, and then obviously the ApeCoin had an airdrop, right? For the whatever, we don't know what it is. He flash loaned, bought it, got the airdrop, sold it, and then just kept the coins. It's smart, really smart.
Gosh, that's too smart.
You got to know there's an airdrop. Like, I wasn't keeping on top of that. So, there's loads of different stuff that you could have. Like, you could potentially have like personalized meetups. Like, there's so much use case, so many ideas to tether with that. I think within that 5 minutes I've just explained how much can go on with veve and Omi is a bit of a no-brainer. If you've got spare cash, like, obviously you don't sacrifice your roof over your head, food on the table, and like you said, expendable income. If it's expendable, then honestly, your money's going to do better on Omi than it is against inflation and sitting in a bank account doing fuck all. So
yeah, I'm really interested with the utility thing, because I think that's the future of NFTs. And I think the problem with the conversation right now is you're either very, very knowledgeable on NFTs, you know where this is going, you have a lot of experience to draw from, you're very confident about it, you know that NFTs are eventually going to be lent out. But from our perspective, or even just the average person's perspective, it's like, I mean, what you're describing is almost like it's hard to comprehend, right? Because we don't even see that just yet. I don't see a world right now where someone wants to borrow my NFT to do something with in the veveverse or something, or it's tied to some real world event like what you described. Like the airdrop is a really interesting example, because it actually happened recently and someone made a lot of money, and that's a great use case for renting your NFT. But it's hard to see those use cases, because I don't think, some part of me thinks that even companies don't know how renting is going to work, right? It's so novel, it's so new. But I think it's the fact that Ecomi veve said that they're going to eventually enable renting of collectibles really tells me, without saying so much words, that they see a bright future for NFTs. Why else would you rent it? You're not renting a collectible just to take a picture in AR and show your friends or flex, rent a Donnie for a day just to flex you have a Donnie. I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be a real use case. There's got to be a real reason. Otherwise, no one's going to rent them, right? Why would you rent them? It doesn't make sense.
And also they've, even if we look at another perspective yet again, and this is why I say sometimes it's props to the team, is they've thought this far ahead. They understand the Web3. That even if they don't, they are trying to. They're trying to bring that innovative space, that creative space for everyone to participate and enjoy. And that's sometimes things that we often forget. It is honestly and truly a space for everyone just to enjoy, not just cry because we're not 10x just yet, but yet again, they've created something amazing. Speaking of Omi utility, what's one thing that you think, I don't think this is talked about enough, and I think I'm going to try and bring this to light. We've got to think about more utility for it. Like, or do you think the utility that they have is more than enough, or do you think it's going to be just on a straight answer, or you think it's shit?
For the token, you think?
Yeah, token, because people mainly don't really, I don't think, other than me and you talk about the token properly. I mean, I guess actually, sorry, take that back. Taps does as well, but yeah. What do you think about the token utility, so the OUP, and do you think there's any other better utilities that you can think of for it?
Yeah, I've never thought of what other utilities they could have for it. Some utilities I do like. I think being able to use it to buy and sell NFTs has got to be the core prerequisite of a token, right?
Screw the
can't
gem.
have, you can't have other utility if you don't have that as a core function. But I like the staking for benefits. I think that it's a very elegant solution to their securities problem, right? You build benefits into it. But, for that 50,000 tier, they've said that $50,000 is going to be the highest tier for the Omi staking program. I'm trying to figure out what type of person would want to stake $50,000 worth of value, and if that would be enough value to get back. I feel like
I kind of agree with you, but also at the same time thinking, in a weird way, there's so much money made in Omi and veve that a lot of people would. Funnily enough, I believe a lot of people would do it, but as a value perspective, I'm thinking it's not worth it. But I might do it just because of the hype.
If Omi goes from where it's at now to like 3 cents, obviously we will have money to stake if we want to. But someone coming into the space, brand new, they're like 18 years old, they've just heard about veve, they want to get into the veve NFT game. They're like, dang, I got to have $50,000 to get this tier. And you want that tier to be so attractive to them that an 18-year-old kid with really no money wants to save up money to get enough Omi tokens to put into that program to get the benefit. So what is that benefit to them? To me, if you put $50,000, you have to create a system where if you put $50,000 in there, you're going to make money from it. There's just no other way to get around it.
I mean, we look at it, I think one thing is interesting enough is I think we look at it as an investment point of view for 50K. I know a handful of people who probably, actually there's already people on the app already who would just spend 50K just because they like the items. And as money is no object as well. And that's probably the type of customers veve love the most. Because I think that will be easier if they do fully switch to it and you use Omi to buy NFTs. And then once you use them, because you're trading Omi, you probably get to the 50K quicker. Because look at now, right? If you bought veve NFTs last year, they're worth a hell of a lot more now. So that would probably be an idea, I think, or their thinking is what I'm trying to think. But I think from your perspective, or what you're trying to say is, from a random guy to come in and think, why the fuck would I want to put 50K and stake it on this app just to have 10 seconds extra to buy a drop? Is it really going to make me 50K?
Yeah, I mean, I think what they can do is they can have prioritize those people for like land sales. Like Illuvium has a land sale coming up and in May, I think. And what's the incentive to get this land? Well, you can make money off of it, right? You can develop your land, get these resources to do other things in the game. There needs to be something that makes it very attractive. Like, what if you could get special access or to some premium land in the Veveverse? I think that might be enough actually by itself, on top of everything else that they might add on to that kind of category. But then, to me, another question I have is, what are they going to do with this land? Right? It's not going to be like Illuvium. It's not going to be like Calscope or Sandbox, because it's like a collecting app. So what are you going to want to do from a collector's perspective on this land? Okay, maybe you can showcase your collection, but what else can you do with it? To me, it would be weird for them to be like, okay, it's gonna be just like Illuvium. You can farm this resource and make money, but that doesn't make sense from a collecting app, right? It's not a game. It's a collecting app. So,
are they going to gamify it though? They said that's what they want to try and do.
Yeah, they have to gamify it, but
everything. Imagine if they did have Pokemon. They got Street Fighter yet to come. How the hell are they going to get all of this in one place?
Yeah, and that doesn't make sense either. Like, is it okay for your Ryu Street Fighter to be
That's
fighting?
Kind of cool as well, though.
Batman.
Just me being a kid. Imagine if I can just come into your, like, say you got a house. I just bring my Ken and just come punch your Pikachu in the dick. That would be pretty cool. Like, just talking, like, just talking you with like Charizard. So, I mean, that's a really big cross multiverse.
Yeah.
I don't know how IP or how that would work, but in my head as a kid, that is fucking cool.
I mean, that's what we did as kids, right? We bought these action figures, they could be collectibles. Yeah, and we put them all in. It didn't matter if they're from a different universe, but we played with them, and there was a lot of fond memories, I'm sure, that kids had with their action figures as boys, at least. Maybe girls too, I don't know. But from a licensing perspective, not every company is going to be down for that, right? So you don't want your Batman fighting a Pikachu, because that just doesn't even make sense, right? So I don't know. I think there's going to be some isolated worlds, but some licensors might be down for that.
I think that's like, I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but I think it's pretty cool. Like, just thinking about it, I think it's really cool. Just randomly in your house, there's a Batman and a Pikachu and a Charizard and a Street Fighter, like Chun-Li and Ken just all chilling in this veve world. That's actually pretty dope.
Luke says, I'm long-term invested into Omi, so I will stake 50K for some benefits. Not trading Omi, don't have time. I think we will benefit from staking by getting more drops or land.
It's fair enough.
Yeah. I think you have to have some sort of financial incentive to lock up that much money. I mean, it may not be a lot of money for you. It's definitely a lot of money for me, but I feel like I need to be making some money in order for me to lock up 50 grand.
Yeah. I think, but then the problem is, for me, I would want, if I was to lock it up, I would want them to give me an annualized return, and they can't do that because it'd be classified as a security.
Right. But they could just be like, here's a what if they had like a veve sign NFT, kind of like here?
Yeah, I've still got mine that's sitting in a box. I feel bad. Actually,
I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of it. People always ask me like how to buy that, but what if you got something like that in the Veveverse and it's premium, and there's only like, let's say there's 50, or let's say there's 1,000 people staking $50,000 worth of Omi. They all got that, and then I want to sell it. I could, I don't know how much that would be worth. Maybe a couple thousand gems or $1,000 worth of Omi or something. It could be valuable that way, right? It doesn't cost veve that much to create a veve sign NFT, but then they could give it to the people who are staking 50 grand, and then hey, I can just make a good APR that way.
Level, right?
Yeah,
it's like a VIP treatment kind of. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I think that's a good incentive because it's also physical too. As much as we love digital, we got to remember we're still human as well. So physical is still kind of a big part of it. This is also very random. But I haven't actually opened mine. But you came with T-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Dan,
mine came with money too.
Oh, really? Well, I need time. I better open mine up too. I'm gonna open up mine too.
That's why I do all these videos, is because they gave me a box of money. No, that's fine.
In a big brown envelope full of gems. But yeah, for Dan C, just obviously he's been really supportive of of your video, or everyone's videos. So I'm going to when we do the meetup, make sure you come through and remind me. I'm going to give you one of the t-shirts from that veve, because there's a veve t-shirt, isn't it? I know
Yes,
there's one.
for
Kay
sure.
told me, so I think there's a few. So I'll give Dan one when we do the meetup. So shout out to that guy. I was going to ask you something actually quickly on the OUP. Oh, what do you think of IMX? The
token?
Not actually, yeah. Well, token wise, I already know what I think of it, but yeah, let's ask you what you think of the token first.
I really like the token. I think that could be the right now, like Ethereum is kind of like the token for a lot of different applications, and really it's the token for a lot of NFT projects. But I think there's going to come a point in time where IMX is going to surpass Ethereum, not in terms of market cap, but in terms of like being the NFT token of choice, because all the projects are going to be on Immutable X, right? Because no one wants to pay those huge gas fees.
Yeah.
So that's why I think of it. So if you're bullish on NFTs, then you should buy a token like IMX. And I think Omi could be a token like that too, like the like maybe a second tier choice for the NFT token, because you're going to have all these licensed IP on there, and
Because that
that's what veve is
actually
bringing.
is a sorry to, but there actually is like a guide where you can use Omi to buy, like Omi token to buy NFTs on IMX, like right now.
Yeah, you can do that now, which is cool.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. But I still think IMX will probably be the premier token of choice, because they're going to prioritize their own token, right? They're not going to prioritize some third party. But that's what I think of the token. IMX, I've never bought anything on IMX. There's nothing really that's been very attractive to me. So I think it's an interesting marketplace, but I think there's just so much, in my opinion, garbage projects in general on OpenSea and IMX. So I'm not buying garbage NFTs.
Yeah, IMX is really, really delayed on their development. Once they've obviously it's gasless at the moment, so that's its biggest selling point. But the projects on there are shit. But I think once veve actually does partner with it properly, that will take IMX to the next level. And also once they finish out, a bit more seamless user interface with IMX, it's the next level. It's a great buy at the moment because it's a 10x from its all-time high, which is why I decided that they're going to cost average more in IMX. Right, we've got heads up just another 10 minutes, and then I've got you to do more work. Is there any specific questions that the people want to ask, or that you want to ask in specific? Let's have a look. veve Light.
How about real quick? I did want to ask you about what's going on with your business and stuff, because I think it's a really interesting to hear that. But I know you're like a trader. I know you're interested in, or you have a fund, but business wise, what do you have any updates you can share with everybody?
What would you like to know?
I don't know.
If you want to know about business, is there something specific you would like to know, just to make sure I meet your outcome?
Yeah, I guess let's just focus. I know you have like a lot of different things, but let's just focus on your YouTube channel. It's like, from my perspective, you're already very successful. You don't need YouTube at all. What makes you want to continue doing YouTube? Because it doesn't.
YouTube is passive. That's one thing. Like, here's one thing: is you never can have one source of income. The biggest learning from Rich Dad Poor Dad. And another thing is you don't want to just trade yourself for money, right? Like, you are hands and money, and that's what we have, and that's how you can create it. But the rest of it you want to have done. YouTube, like I said, it's the one I put the most amount of work for the least amount of reward. I absolutely love it. It's just, if you like it, you like it. You would do it even if it was for free. And to be honest, it's not for free. I have to pay to do it. Like, it costs us money. We have an editor for a small channel, so we're at a loss every single month to fund this or invest in it, as so to speak. But I believe in a few things on YouTube. Number one, it's helping a lot of people who come to my channel and learn from it. And number two, I'm really excited about the journey of where we're going with the YouTube. It's brought me a lot of opportunities in a different way of meeting. Like, I've met you, that's money can't buy that. I met the Taps, made me and Kay's relationship stronger. And, it's given me a way to it's probably the only project where I've put so much time in and it's not where I want it to be. And it's kind of cool to suck at something because I generally think I suck at YouTube. Like for the amount of things I do for it, I'm just not that good at it. But I like consistently doing something, right? Because if you're good at everything and if you win at everything, it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
And when I do get to 100K on YouTube, I will feel, you know, absolutely ecstatic. I'm so excited for 10K. You know, it's been 6 years in the making, believe it or not. Like, it's just been on and off, but I've been doing YouTube properly for like 1 year and a bit, like every single day as much as I can. And then we've just redone it. It's pure just crypto at the moment. Only crypto tier, only crypto analysis, crypto full breakdowns, and then crypto story. And now there's no FX, no nothing. It's just only crypto. And you know, once we hit 18.5K, there should be a very good like update and announcement on the channel, which I'm excited about. And then that's what will make the channel even more exciting. And then we can see a return on investment, right? And then I can branch that out, you know, maybe get something going with Kay a bit better. You know, even work with you. I spoke to Gavel, so he has some ideas. I'll wait for you guys to all come over, so that whatever it may be. So me, you, Taps, Gavel, and Kay could potentially do something as well. And that's the opportunity it can create, you know, and that's where, you know, maybe a return on investment would be done something else there. You know, working with your friends and creating a great, awesome project is one of the things I love doing at the moment. So that's like a YouTube update side of things. So speaking of which, if you haven't, remember to like, share, subscribe. Literally nearly 10K. I'm only 1K away. That's like a milestone.
Yeah, 10K is big. I think 10K would be enough for me to say, if that's all I get, I'm happy with that. But I think long term, you know, it'd be nice to get one of those plaques at 100,000 subs. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to get the like my friend, a lot of, actually, ironically, I've got quite a handful of friends who are YouTubers who are over past 1 million, and I look at their gold plaque and it is cool as hell. Hella cool. And I think that's definitely something I want in my, like, as a career, like as a just a, you know, like a milestone. The silver one is, I definitely think is like, I can see it, I can vision it, but the gold one is a little bit further away. For sure. I definitely need to get better at videos and stuff. But yeah, what else do you want to ask? I mean, does that answer the YouTube side of things?
Yeah. I mean, it's because, you know, it's I don't know what my hourly rate is, but it takes me roughly an hour to make a video, maybe an hour, 15, 30 minutes, just kind of depending. Yeah. And you know, in general, the lifetime revenue of a video is anywhere from about $30 to maybe $80, just kind of depending on how many views it gets. So when you look at it from an hourly rate, it's actually $15 to $80. So you're looking at about an hourly rate of $15 to $80, which is great and it's awesome and stuff. But you know, like, that's a lot of work for.
It's not even monetized.
Yeah,
just zero.
Oh, you're not monetized on that.
Yeah.
You don't get ad revenue for all that?
Some of them we do, but it's not worth it. So the partners just said to remove it, so we just removed it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I guess the point I'm making is that, like, you know, sometimes it's not worth it to put out a video. Like, some of my poor performing videos do crap, and it's like you can't decide which one's going to be performing and which one is not, more or less. So I just wanted to know why you invest your time in YouTube. That's all.
Yeah. No. So I think also another thing for you is you got to consider, and I know you've started this journey, is that you don't forget to just do it for fun, right? I think the ROI is not really a problem, because when you get to that level, it will be seamless. I know it's a bit harder with Veve and Omi, but I think, you know, when they can get to that level where they could potentially help us or help you guys, and actually in specific, that would be better, right? Because I think in a weird way, they don't actually help the influencers, but the influencers help the project loads. And they don't want to help the influencers because they're scared of the community just saying, oh my God, they get preferential. But also, you know, they just have to, I think this also goes back to the very early point of what you said about communication. You've just got to say certain things, and you can't, like, no matter what you say, it's going to offend someone. You know, you could say the weather's great today, and someone will be like, well, my crops are dying. or it's too hot, I'm getting burnt, or it's blinding my eyes. You know, there's someone's always going to say something. You know what I mean? So if they can just handle that pressure and support who they need to support and do the things they need to do, then it really will take it to the next level. But like your YouTube channel as well is really good. You did really well with the the intros. They were really fun. They were exciting, and you know, you still got loads of returning subscribers and viewers. I think don't worry about like $80 because your job pays, right? YouTube's not really going to pay you that much. Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And then when the next one, if you do it, it can be like if you do like vlogs or whatever, that's where you can get huge brand dealerships because they pay like 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month for if you're at that kind of level. Yeah. Wow. So some of the guys, so for example, it depends on what kind of niche you are. So one YouTuber I know has a brand deal and they pay him 100K a month base plus like commission on top of sales.
That's incredible.
But they're big businesses spend that type of money on marketing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So having a face and a brand with a YouTuber is a lot different. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to ask in terms of
no? Yeah, I
homie?
appreciate having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's almost nostalgic because it's close to like a year since last time like the first time we talked and stuff. So close to it. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, dropping all that feedback. I mean, it's really, really good stuff. I'll put your YouTube channel in my comments here in a second, but can you tell us where we can get a hold of you if people don't know?
Yeah, so you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's CryptoWChamp. And then, yeah, just tweet me cock and balls if you wanna find me on Twitter and TikTok. I guess TikTok is the next big thing at the moment, so I put a lot of time into that. So you can come and find me. You should check that out as well, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, appreciate you coming on, guys and gals. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video if you want more content just like this, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.